Alright, you fucks. This is the quick intro because we're in a rush. Welcome back to Naughty Boy Fight Picks. This is our UFC on Fox 31 preview show, aka UFC on Fox Milwaukee, Lee versus Iaquinta. I'm your host, Todd. This is your other host, Matt.
Hello.
Big Matty Ray, he says hello to all the wonderful folks at home.
You fucks.
Alright, you fucks. That's how we start the podcast now because we're in a rush. Couple of housekeeping things. Is it housekeeping? This Sunday, or Saturday if you're in America or some other ungodly part of the world.
Like Milwaukee.
Yeah. We're gonna attempt a live chat recap. So right after the event, I'm gonna go for a cigarette. I'm gonna come back, everything will be set up, and we're gonna do a live chat.
Sounds good.
Please join us so it doesn't suck.
Yeah, if you don't join us, it's pretty much just gonna be this, but just way more shit.
Yeah. But we're gonna give it a shot and we'll see how we go. Then we will review and see what we do going forward. But we'd like to get a live chat going. That'll be more fun. So we need you guys to join in, ask some questions, and spice that shit up a bit. We got to get to some comments real quick. Once again, I haven't loaded them up. So, do you want to tell people what happened yesterday, Matty?
Yesterday was awesome until it all fell apart. So we set up real nice. We've got a new space. You can see probably from the background that we've got a whole bunch of spaces, but we set it up. It was looking real good. Spent about 55 minutes going in depth, a bit of banter back and forth. It was all going real well until we went to edit it and realised that the mic wasn't plugged in, which was just an A-grade fuck up. So look, Todd takes full responsibility for not checking with me to make sure that the mic was plugged in. And moving forward, we'll make sure that this isn't a Charlie Chaplin film.
It's a shame. We probably did some of the best jokes we've ever done, and we'll never do them again yesterday.
We're just chasing that high now.
We're like, the dude on the end of the tram just nodding off. Like, Gutted. Alright, let's get to these comments real quick. As you'll notice, we're fucking just...
handsome.
Yeah, and... just banging through this episode today. Stinky Floata says, as you're both obviously Kiwis, before moving to Australia, did your love of grappling sheep contribute towards your understanding of MMA? Also, Sean or unshorn, what was your favourite?
Is Stinky Floata suggesting that he's going to shave his pubes just for us?
Perhaps.
Yeah. Hey, look, I've never fucked an animal, Stinky Floata, but I appreciate the sentiment. I don't have a preference.
Nah.
You fuck.
Yeah, I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a guy who's grappling a sheep, and I'm struggling with that.
Look, the same basic fundamental principles of jiu-jitsu would apply, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so posture, balance, consolidating position before you move to the next one. Not the next sheep, the next position. But
same sheep.
Yeah. Same sheep.
Same sheep, different position. Yeah, same shit.
You get creative. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Mark Bagley says, do you think this move towards taking out 125 and adding 165 could also be hinting at a possible axing of weight cutting? Also, good to see you still doing your thing and getting your brother on board. Great level of insight coming from you two.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
I don't think divisions has much to do with weight cuts at all. Sportsmen and professional athletes will still try to get an advantage wherever they can in the sport, and I think the only thing that will significantly affect weight cutting is by introducing, measures such as hydration testing, like some other promotions have. Otherwise, there's no real way around it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think new divisions can do shit for weight cutting. There's been some positive movement and a lot of guys moving up divisions and succeeding. So it appears to be a bit of a trend that way. But even still, you're going to get guys that want to grapple or wrestle who want to be way bigger than their opponents who are always going to be cutting crazy amounts of weight until they do something serious about it. Next few comments are about time-stamping the video. As politely as possible, fuck off. I can't be bothered time-stamping. Nor can Matt. I was addressing that, and people will notice, and some people may be unhappy, but the podcast is moving away from being a picks and predictions podcast and being more of a general MMA podcast. In future, where there's time, because this is just a time thing, I would like to put more effort into going through a whole card and whatnot, and picking all the fights. So we got 2 weeks coming up after this event till the next one. So in that case, I may get the time to go through the whole card and do a whole picks and predictions, but that's just going to be when time allows. So up until then, this is what the podcast's looking like. If it's not for you, that's cool.
And look, you're still going to be sharing your picks.
Yeah.
So I guess another way to do it, you can just scroll through the tab because we're going to be sticking the screenshots of the picks up. So that's one way to do it. Man, we can't even plug a fucking microphone in, let alone timestamp a video. That's what it comes down to.
So sorry, guys. Appreciate the feedback. Next up, Indivino MMA, who I know from the Bet MMA Tips website. I think this human is in the top 20 there. So
Oosh.
Really good gambler. They say, yo, what up? Really enjoyed the show. Best one yet. Great insight. And you guys are fucking hilarious together. TV gold.
Thank you.
Let's syndicate this shit.
Let's do it. Let's get rich, bitch.
So much positive feedback, which we really appreciate. It's been real good, especially since getting Matty on board. People seem to like him for some fucking weird reason. The Drifter says, years back when I was watching fights on TV with my 11-year-old nephew, between rounds when the ring card girls are walking around, my nephew, who also happens to be on the autism spectrum, says with 100% curiosity and sincerity, Uncle Danny, why don't they just show her the whole time? I had to explain to him that red-blooded men care about watching buff dudes in their underwear beat the shit out of each other, not dumb shit like hot babes and bikinis.
Yeah, that's a good story.
It was a good story. I
appreciate
that.
it. Thank you.
I don't have much to add except hope your nephew's well. Hope he's enjoying the fights and all the trimmings that come with the fights. I wonder if his perspective has shifted at all as he learns more about the fighting and
about scantily clad women. Like, so what he said, the Drifter suggesting this was a few years back. His nephew was 11, so he's probably about 16, going on 16. So it's probably perked his interest.
And what side?
It's probably perked his interest.
Indeed. H. Hassan says, just a question for your brother not connected. Yeah, don't bother asking me because I'm dumb shit. Just a question for your brother not connected to predictions. Maybe you could answer in your next recap vid. Well, we can. If you don't have time, blah, blah. Question. I'm 37 with zero flexibility, out of shape, but I want to learn to grapple BJJ. Should I just jump straight in, or should I work on those issues at a normal gym before joining a BJJ class?
Well, given that you've recently started your jiu-jitsu journey as, someone who's within the tolerance of 37 years old, maybe that your insight would actually be valuable on this one.
But the question's not for me. So what I would suggest, I started BJJ and I did have some base level fitness, not crazy. I wasn't fucking, doing 100 yards in 10 seconds or anything. A little bit of base level fitness, but I think what you'll find is it's better just to jump in and you'll kind of get a feel for what areas you need to improve your fitness in, because there's a different sort of fitness and strength for BJJ, and yeah, you'll pick that up. And the environments I've come across in BJJ are really kind to beginners, so you'll get pushed and you'll have the opportunity to push, but you won't be slaughtered in a sense where you're going beyond your fitness capacity.
Yeah, and a good club with a good culture, they'll take you just outside of your comfort zone where it's that opportune place to learn. They won't extend you beyond that because no learning happens there. That's just that's taking you into a different part of your brain. And the amygdala, where it's really difficult to learn because you're just in survival state. So a good gym and a good culture will take you there and they'll look after you.
Yeah, and fuck a normal gym. Like, if you go to a normal gym for a couple months, get your fitness up, once you start BJJ, you'll be like, oh, I wish I'd just gone straight to BJJ so I didn't suck so much.
Yeah.
I wish I'd learnt something in this last couple months. So yeah, jump straight in.
Thanks, H. Hassan.
Yep. We got the Drifter. I don't think we need to go on that. No. It's all good. Offensive Sock says Valentina is the best female fighter in the UFC.
Nope. That's sorted.
L times J Production says, "Yo, hit me up. Let's make some music." This is MMA podcast.
It's time to end the suffering.
Maybe he could submit some theme music or
sure,
segment music. What else? Blood Collar Ninja. Fuck yeah, this is great. Keep up the fantastic work, and I'll keep watching for sure. Martin from Kentucky. Thank you, Martin.
Conor McGregor fan.
A lot of compliments and stuff, which we greatly appreciate.
You got soul.
You Got Soul says, I'm loving the random close-ups. It really adds to the suspense and adds an emotional element to recaps.
I'm glad you appreciated the emotional conduit to what we were sharing. And I share your sentiment.
Yeah, we're trying to hook kick you in the feels. Shake AU says, hey brother, last couple podcasts have been really quiet. Boost that audio, baby. We are gonna fix the audio for this one and make sure it's loud enough.
It's way better than the audio that we had from last night. It's like 100% louder.
Yeah, many percents louder. Offensive Sock says, you two are fucking jokes. Let's go, champ. If you're in New Zealand, that's an insult to call us jokes. I think if you're in the UK, it's a compliment.
Thanks?
Yeah, thanks, I think.
You fuck.
What Up Bay says, Henna was trash for trying to send Ortega back out. I think Max takes Connor as well. Would like to see Frankie versus the winner of Chad Volkanovski. Upgrades to the show being all G.
Cheer the boys.
It's nice to get some familiar vernacular from the home country. You can recognize it very easily if you're from New Zealand. We heard something yesterday that indicated that Henna wasn't trying to send Ortega back out, which I hope is true because otherwise they would have been pretty fucked.
And that he asked for the doctor to come over.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a get out of jail free card for when he gets out the back with his fighter.
Because I initially thought that as well when I was like, man, that's real fucking weird given the stuff I've seen of like Henna and Ortega together because their relationship seems fucking tight, man. So
due diligence on his behalf if that was the case. Otherwise, I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. That does it for comments this week. Please drop us some and we'll get to them ASAP. What do we got next? All right, we're going to get into this main card. It's a 4-fight main card this week, which is nice, I guess. And it's also the last ever UFC on Fox show, so a little bit monumental. First fight of the main card, we got big old Jim Miller
Big Jim
versus Charles DuBronx Oliveira. Jim Miller's fight name is A10. Does anyone know that?
Is that like a location on a map or something?
Fuck, I don't know, but have you ever heard anyone say that?
It's probably a fucking gun or some shit. We don't have guns down in this part of the world.
No. This fight, Matty, what do you reckon? What's it looking like?
Well, Jim Miller's he had a win in his...
I like to refer to him as A10.
A10.
Yeah.
A10 had a win in his last fight from memory, but before that it was a bit of a tough little trot.
Yeah.
So a couple of losses and all fairly tough fights and one stoppage via one of the body parts attached to Dan Hooker. Was it a head kick? Was it knee? And I think in the matchup with Charles Oliveira, they're both good grapplers, very good grapplers. Charles Oliveira's striking has improved significantly over the last few fights. He's got a significant reach advantage. Jim Miller's got a tendency when he's getting touched up to shoot from and put in bad shots and then sit in a bit of a lay and pray position, not chain the next takedown together. Charles Oliveira's a bit of a master at submissions. He's got one of the highest submission percentages in the UFC. And I just see him snatching that neck, chucking in one of his specialty techniques. He's got anacondas, he's got das. Man, I see this as an Oliveira win via submission later in the fight.
I'm thinking that So I fancy Oliveira as well, but I think he needs to get it done in like the first half of the fight, or else Jimmy could eke out a decision. But yeah, Miller's, how many fights has this motherfucker had? Like 41 fights. Taking a lot of damage. He had that Lyme disease, remember? That was him, eh?
True, yeah.
But apparently he had recovered from that, and his last fight was saying, I'm good again. But in saying that, that win was over that, was that Alex White? One of those guys that are not very good, really. So, yeah, I'm fancying, I give Oliveira a little edge in all areas, so I won't be surprised to see him hurt Miller on the feet. I think, although Miller has gone to a lot of decisions in those losses, I have a feeling that he is a little more fragile than Oliveira, and Oliveira might be able to drop him with something, jump on a sub. I'm picking Oliveira by submission somewhere within the first round and a half of the fight. Okay. Broad and vague, that's me. Next fight of the night, we got number 11th ranked Rob Font against, well, that'll be Sergio's ranking from 125, but he was ranked number 2 at 125, Sergio Pettis. Pettis obviously coming up to 135 for this fight.
What do you think about this fight?
I think Pettis is fucked. For multiple reasons. He's obviously coming up. Font's a bigger guy. Font has power. He's a finisher. He's got submissions. He's got a lot of knockouts on his record. Sergio's not a finisher at 125, so he's definitely not going to be a finisher at 135 against bigger guys. And Rob Font doesn't get finished. And then typically Font throws more volume too, so even if it does go to a decision, I think Rob Font's got it there as well. But I think Sergio's going to feel the size and power difference. I think Font's going to hurt him. And I fancy Font to get a finish in this fight. And there's a good, I haven't got prop odds yet, but I'm probably going to make a play on either Font by finish or fight does not go to decision, because it's going to be paying pretty well. I think the bookies are thinking this will go to decision, but I think Font's going to get a finish either by sub or KO, probably later in the fight, second half, round 2 or round 3.
Yeah.
And that's my pick.
Yeah, I haven't got too much more to add other than that Sergio Pettis has just been inconsistent. So like a real informed Sergio Pettis, when he comes to win, he can be quite competitive in the higher ranks, of course. But because he's inconsistent, he's really hard to back, especially going into Rob Font, who's kind of Mr. Consistent in terms of his UFC career so far. Yeah,
well, Font's losses are to really good guys in the division.
Yeah.
I don't really see Sergio climbing the rankings at 135. I think he's going to have difficulty. I was really beginning to fancy Sergio at 125. I was like, man, he's starting to get some shit together.
Yeah.
And he's the best striker in that division.
Yeah.
And he may be able to like get to the title because he's still really young as well. But yeah, I don't know about this move to 135. He's a little dude. Yeah, I think he's going to take an L here. Next fight of the night, we got Edson Barboza, the number, is he 5? 5th ranked Edson Barboza versus 14th ranked Daniel the Hangman Hooker. This is one we're very much excited about for obvious reasons. What are you thinking, Matt?
I'm thinking like that kind of steady progression of the city kickboxing guys, improving each fight, which is certainly something that Dan Hooker's shown. His that kind of style that they have of stance switching and slight angles and really setting up their shots, and that's been Dan Hooker's MO over his last few wins. Like I think he's had one by knee, he's had one by head kick, but he's set them all up. And then I think his last loss was against Jason Knight, where Jason Knight just fucking brought him. I think that type of style is a really good antidote for Edson Barboza.
Yeah, interesting tidbit here. So I forget which site does it, but there's a website that does the rankings for different teams and gyms. And City Kickboxing have now moved up to second in those rankings, going 9-0 in 2018.
Dang.
And they're just ranked behind American Top Team, who don't have a 100% win rate, but have more wins total. So, depending on how you want to view those rankings, City Kickboxing has gone 9-0, so a perfect record for the year and a decent amount of fights. It ain't no like, they're 3-0. So, pretty incredible there. I put money on each of those 9 fights this year and obviously cashed every single one. When it comes to betting, I fucking trust this team because they don't fucking lose. So I fancy Hooker here. My one concern is the way the City Kickboxing guys and Daniel Hooker play range, and so where he usually keeps the distance and range, which he's real good at controlling, is potentially the range within which Edson Barboza kicks people's heads off into the stratosphere. But I trust Hooker not to wear anything, or he may, but he's proved to be tough as well. And I think he's going to be able to cook Edson. And yeah, probably Edson's fucking tough, man. But fuck, Hooker's just looks so precise with his striking. So I'm not sure whether Hooker will get a finish or it's going to be a decision win to him, but I fancy him either way. And yeah, I'm picking Hooker here, but I can't give you a KO or a decision.
I'm Dan Hooker by decision in this one.
Decision?
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. Coming up to your main event of the evening, we have Kevin Lee. Number 4 ranked Kevin Lee versus Raging Al Quinta. These guys obviously meeting several years back in Kevin Lee's debut in a fight which Quinta took out by decision, I believe. A lot has transpired since that first fight.
Look at fucking Kevin Lee's abs.
Man, they don't look real, eh?
He looks like an action figure.
He really does.
A lot's transpired since that fight. Kevin Lee is another guy, and it feels like we're a broken record here, but he's just like a constant, relentless progression. Like each fight, you just see a far better version, a more evolved version of him. The difference in the first fight was in the striking. And Kevin Lee's striking is now, he can match it with the best. 100% he can match it with the best. Edson Barboza?
Yeah, he fought Edson in switch stance and beat him in the striking.
Yeah, fucking A, man. And like his grappling is also top level. So he's if he gets hold of you, he's got a real tight squeeze. I see him being able to piece up Ella Quinta on the feet, and I see him being able to out-grapple Ella Quinta on the ground. So those two considered, I see that Kevin Lee's got the upper hand in this fight. I tend to see that this one's going to like drag on a little bit, though. I kind of imagine it being a striking exchange for a large part of the fight, and Kevin Lee getting a submission in the later rounds. Yeah.
Well, Quinta showed against Habib that he's difficult to get down and hold down. We're not really sure where Kevin Lee's wrestling and grappling holds up next to Habib's, but I suspect it's pretty close, man. So what we could see here is a similar-ish looking fight to that, except Kevin Lee's a much more dangerous striker than Habib, much better. Sure. So he should be able to, if he can get Quinta defending takedowns and concerned about the takedown, he should be able to piece him up on the feet well, and that's been a part of his game that's been developing really well. So since these guys first met, and this is like, I think this is a big part of this fight, and the narrative is, so you've seen Quinta taking big breaks, fighting with the UFC, saying he's retiring, selling real estate, doing his thing, and it was whatever, it's cool. That's what the dude's doing. He seems pretty happy to do that. Whereas Kevin Lee's been calling out Habib for the last couple of years. This is a guy that is shooting for a belt and has been, and is super fucking determined and confident. And I think that you'll see that play out in this fight. Kevin Lee's a guy that is got very clear objectives that he's working towards. Therefore, he has been making huge improvements. Whereas Quinn has kind of like had a bit of a meandering career, and each to their own. But yeah, I think in this fight, that's going to show up.
Yeah, so Kevin Lee's got, on top of the 7-inch reach, he's got that champion's mindset, which I think he'll bring to this fight. And I think the Motown Phenom will take him out.
Submission?
I think submission. And I picked it last night. I think he's going to get a Kimura from side mount in the 4th round. So if I get that, man.
I'm going to go a safe play. I'm going to go rear naked choke in the 3rd, Kevin Lee. And that wraps up the main card. Really looking forward to it. That's a real good main card.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to it.
It's fucking good.
I love that I can actually watch it this week.
Yeah, that's also good. Okay, now we have our new segment. Well, segment that we premiered last week. Segment is called Fuck Your Face Up. If you acting like I couldn't kill you on the track. Yeah. So let's explain Fuck Your Face Up segment. This segment, we pick the fighter with the most annoying face on the fight card. And rather than pick a path of victory for their opponent, which we would like to see, we have to pick a path of victory for the guy with the annoying face. So there was a lot of debate between us over the fighter with the most annoying face this week. But what we settled on, Sergio?
Fucking Sergio Pettis looks like Anthony Pettis and Mr. Potato Head had a child, which is extremely unlikely. But that's what it looks like. His ears are attached to the base of his fucking neck. Yeah. He looks like the kind of guy that you take out fishing and you just ask to go home all day and whinge about it being too cold. Fuck, he's got an annoying face. And he's got one of those stupid little Limp Biscuit, too much fucking hot dog flavoured water little goatees.
Is it still a soul patch if it's connected to down here?
Don't know.
I'm not sure either.
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not particularly fond of it either. Sergio... So we got to pick him a path of victory now, which is real fucking difficult in this fight because we just went in on how Rob Font's going to cream him.
I reckon he needs weapons. I reckon Anthony Pettis needs to throw a chair into the ring.
I hope they surgically attach Anthony's broken hand to Sergio, and I don't know where, but it's a new appendage that he can use in the fight. Like, if it was in the middle of your chest, it'd be good for, like, created space and grappling.
It'd be good for distance control.
Yeah.
Like a octopus that's a limb amputee.
Yeah. That's this week's Fuck Your Face Up segment. Nice and brief, because we're in a fucking hurry, man. What we got? We're going to get to some news now, real quickly.
Oosh.
Conor and Habib's hearing with the Athletic Commission has been, I don't know the legal jargon, but they postponed it again to January.
Adjourned.
Yeah.
Adjourned.
But they use a different word for this. But yeah, January 29th, we may get some action. This fucking sucks. Because once they finally get around to handing down a punishment, it's going to be just some shit. It's going to be like, some
bullshit.
Yeah, time served in terms of a suspension and then a portion of your purse.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that can't be sorted like yesterday.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I don't know, man. I'd say that Christmas has something to do with it. So the holiday period, judges going on holiday, working and being involved with the justice system here. When Christmas approaches, a lot of court cases start getting adjourned. Well, fucking magistrates and judges go on holiday to the Bahamas and play golf together and shit. So it could have something to do with that. But given such a high
they should have got the money and then gone on holiday with the fines they're going to give them, because it goes to the Athletic Commission.
Plays so much golf.
Oh fuck
with
yeah!
Those fines.
But that's fucking annoying. In other news, John Kavanagh, coach of Conor McGregor, has said that he would need some convincing to go into battle with his boy Conor again.
Fucking A. Well, John Kavanagh's like a pretty down to earth kind of customer. He's kind of like a polar opposite of Conor McGregor. I know a lot of people have been over and trained at SBG and couldn't speak highly enough of how welcoming, how accommodating, how down to earth he is. And I can't imagine all this stuff marries up well for him. All this publicity. It doesn't sell or paint a rosy picture of his gym, and there's the Artem stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see how that could be frustrating, and the dog just come out the chicken coop with an apple in its mouth.
Okay.
I got a fucking collection of stupid animals at my house. Yeah, man, Kavanaugh.
Yeah, interesting, and yeah, because he kind of made it seem kind of mild with his statements, saying, "Oh, you know, if he's really into it," but I am getting the impression he's not keen. We did that. We did that. Other frustrating news: welterweight title picture. Dana White saying, "When does Tyron Woodley ever want to fight?" Even though he just defended his title in September. Tyron Woodley is saying something about Dana White. Ben Askren is saying something about everyone. Is saying, "Why is Usman ducking me?"
You should say something about his hairdresser.
Fuck, so.
Looks like an upside down toilet brush.
Bro, annoying faces. Ben Askren is the son of John C. Riley. Straight up.
I can't wait till that cunt's on the card.
Oh, man. Well, he is next year, Robbie Lawler.
Till we review that whole damn. We digress.
Yeah, we digress.
Woodley, you prick.
Yeah, it's just a fucking mess, and I wish they just... So now Dana's talking about interim titles. Just fucking wait till Colby... Tyron's got an injury. Wait till Tyron's ready. Make Colby versus Tyron. You got a good fight there, promotable fight. I'm interested to see what happens. And then you got like Usman waiting in the wings as the next contender. Like, just run with it.
Royal Rumble, I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon when a Royal Rumble sort all this shit out.
Yeah.
Where would Tyron Woodley be placed in Royal Rumble, Todd?
Against the cage.
Doing fucking nothing.
Yeah, he's got a great... So he fights Royal Rumble strategy and fights with just one guy. So he's got such a stand against the cage. If someone comes in, fucking land a bomb on them.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned it last week, but Kai Kara France got announced for UFC 234 in Melbourne, which we are attending. Thank you, Lani.
Thanks, Lani.
Very exciting for us. Kai seems to be getting like a bit of attention in the global MMA media as well.
Man.
And from the UFC, like social media avenues, they're promoting him. I think they see something there, and I like it.
As he fucking should be. Like, this dude's taken the hard road. You know, he's taken the last-minute fights in China. He's taken the... where you have to go over and essentially knock someone's head clean off their shoulders to get the win. Otherwise, they steal your passport, put you in a re-education camp. He's taken catchweight fights last minute, where he's fought significantly bigger fighters. He's taken the hard road to get there. He's done Ultimate Fighter, and so he fucking should be getting attention. And because his skill marries up to that. There's other guys in and around his way who have padded out their records on lesser promotions versus fucking taxi drivers who come in like 1-7. Like, he should be getting the attention, and because he's world class. And I think he's going to really... he's this Brazilian fella who's fighting with like a massive record. I think it's going to be a pretty awesome test, and it's going to like showcase what Kai is all about, eh?
Yeah, so excited to see Kai live on the same card as Izzy, obviously teammates. Yeah, I'd love to... I really hope they get Shane Young or someone else on there as well. Some more. Fuck, just put the whole gym on. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Big night for Eugene, but whatever. That's the news and talking points for this week, which brings us to our final segment of the week, a very important one.
But she can't run those little high
Naughtiest
heels.
boy of the week. Now, I haven't really gone into defining the way we use the word naughty or naughtiest, but some people might think, oh, well, this is obvious because Ian Kidd, the MMA journalist, turns out he's a pedophile. That's very naughty. It's like...
Ian.
It is naughty, but it's not the sort of naughty we're talking about. Matthew and I both are working with young people who are in a bit of trouble with the law at school or whatever. What we always find with these young people is, so they're naughty, but like the way we define naughtiness is that they're maverick and mischievous and
endearing.
Yeah, just really cool characters. So that's the kind of naughty we're usually sort of looking for. We got a perfect candidate this week. After passing over Joe Rogan for looking at Jessica I's butt and There was another candidate we had as well who we passed over. But do you want to announce this week's Naughty Boy of the Week, Matty?
Oh, no. All you, G.
Okay, so this week's Naughtiest Boy of the Week is Charles Cowboy Oliveira, who my nephew hates for some reason. Fence grabbing, water drenching.
Elbow to the back of the head.
Just everything, and doing it all with a big shit-eating grin.
Coming in at 10 pounds overweight some of his other fights again.
And the thing is, like, he's been very naughty, and like usually you'd be like, fuck this prick, he's a cheat. But somehow that like smile and how much fun he's having, the little dancing and shit. You're like,
elbow
man,
to the back of the spine.
like, he's alright. Look how much fun he's having.
Even the refs just kind of reprimand him as being a little bit naughty. They don't even take a point, eh?
No, nothing.
What do you do?
So-
What do you do?
So congratulations to the Brazilian cowboy.
Send us your address.
Yeah, we got a patch to send out to you to like adorn
Your
some-
cowboy pants.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
your chaps.
Your chaps.
Arseless chaps. That brings us to the end. Just a quick reminder again, we're doing the live chat directly after the fights on the weekend. Please do join us. It's going to be a fucking wild, wild time.